I'm reviewing my monthly expenses when Mom's name lights up my phone screen. Unusual for a Tuesday afternoon. My stomach tightens. Mom's surprise calls typically mean someone needs something, usually money. Laura, we've got such exciting news for Chloe's graduation gift. Her voice bubbles through the speaker, bright and eager. I smile despite myself. For all our differences, I still crave these moments of family connection. That's great, Mom. What are you thinking? We've booked her a 20-day tour of Japan. The premium package with private guides, traditional accommodations, see everything she's been dreaming about since her Japanese culture class last year. My smile widens. Chloe's worked hard for her degree, unlike my practical business major that our parents merely tolerated. That sounds amazing. She'll love it. Oh, she's beyond thrilled. The itinerary covers Tokyo, Kyoto, and even those rural hot springs she's been talking about. Mom pauses, and something in that brief silence makes my fingers still on the keyboard. And don't worry about the cost, we just put it on your emergency card. My blood turns to ice. What did you say? Your emergency card? Mom repeats as if explaining something obvious. You know, the one you gave us for emergencies? Don't worry, the travel agent gave us quite a deal. My trembling fingers open my banking app. The password takes 3 attempts as Mom chatters on about Chloe's itinerary. There it is, $18,000 to premium travel experiences. Processed yesterday. Mom, what did you just say? $18,000 on my card. My voice rose sharply, cutting through her detailed description of traditional tea ceremonies. Oh, honey, don't be dramatic. We're family. We help each other. Her tone shifts to the one she uses when I'm being difficult. Chloe deserves this experience after her hard work. And you make good money. That card was for actual emergencies, like if Dad needed another hospital visit or your car broke down, not luxury vacations. I press my palm against my forehead, trying to steady my thoughts. Do you understand what this will do to my credit utilization? I can't just absorb an $18,000 charge. Mom scoffs. Oh, please, with your fancy finance degree and all those spreadsheets. You've always been the responsible one, Laura. Can't you just be happy for your sister? There's shuffling on the other end. Then Chloe's voice fills my ear, breathless with excitement. Thank you so much for funding my dream trip, sis. I'll send tons of pictures from the bamboo forest. You know how I've always wanted to see it in person. My apartment suddenly feels too small, the air too thick. I stand up, pacing between my desk and the window overlooking bustling Manhattan streets. My gaze falls on the family photo displayed on my bookshelf Christmas 3 years ago. Mom and Dad beaming between Chloe and me. It looks like a lie now. I remember my own graduation dinner at Olive Garden, where Dad complained about the prices, a card with $50, and their rushed departure because traffic would be terrible. I'd worked double shifts through college while Chloe got a fully funded experience complete with a study abroad semester. They never mentioned help her finance. Now I know why. Laura, are you still there? Mom's voice interrupts my thoughts. You're making too much of this. It's just money. Something snaps inside me. The weight of years being the family ATM crystallizes into sharp clarity. This is theft, Mom. What you did is illegal. My voice sounds different, steady and strong. The silence on the other end stretches, heavy and absolute. I can't believe you'd use that word with family. Mom's tone shifts from casual to cold. After everything we've done for you, cancel the trip. Now, or I'm calling the bank to report fraud. Each word feels like setting down a heavy object I'd been carrying too long. You wouldn't dare. The threat in her voice is clear, but for once it doesn't work. Try me. I end the call. My phone buzzes almost immediately with a text from Chloe. How could you ruin this for me? You've always been jealous. I stare at the screen, a strange calm settling over me. For years I've been the responsible one, the reliable one, the family safety net. I helped with bills, covered emergencies, bought birthday gifts beyond my budget, because family takes care of family. But now I see the truth. Taking care of family was always meant to flow one way toward them, never back to me. What would you do if your family stole $18,000 from you for a luxury vacation? My next move will shatter my family's comfortable expectations forever. And what I'm about to discover about their financial abuse goes deeper than I ever imagined. The yellow legal pad sits before me on my kitchen table, neat lines waiting for purpose. Outside, Manhattan continues its relentless Wednesday morning hum, but in here, I'm building a fortress. I write action items at the top of the page and underline it twice. Something about seeing the words in my own handwriting steadies my hands. I've always found clarity in lists when emotions threaten to overwhelm logic. My phone sits beside me, charged and ready. I take a deep breath and dial the credit card company. Customer service, this is Andrea. How may I help you today? I clear my throat. I need to report unauthorized charges on my account. I explain the situation clinically, factual surprise by the steadiness in my voice. When I mention the $18,000 charge, Andrea's professional tone shifts. Ms. Sullivan, while I'm reviewing these transactions, I'm noticing something concerning. Her voice drops slightly. There appears to be a pattern of smaller charges from the same authorized user card. My stomach tightens. What do you mean? Andrea details purchases over the past 3 months: coffee shops near my parents' house, gas stations, online retailers I've never used. The total of these additional transactions comes to approximately $2,300. The number hits me like a physical blow. All this time, while I've been meticulously tracking my own spending, they've been helping themselves to more than just emergency funds. I jot down total unauthorized $20,300 on my legal pad, the pen pressing hard enough to indent the next 3 pages. Rain pelts my windshield in rhythm with the tears I refuse to acknowledge as I drive to the 17th precinct. Each swipe of the wipers brings momentary clarity before the deluge returns. My phone buzzes constantly in the cup holder, texts, calls, voicemails accumulating like evidence. I haven't answered a single one. Officer Ramirez takes my statement with the efficiency of someone who's heard it all before. Family financial abuse is more common than people realize, she says, sliding the completed report across her desk. Most victims never file. The word victim sticks in my throat. I'm a financial analyst. I should have seen this coming. What happens next? I ask. The detective will review your case. Meanwhile, I recommend placing a freeze on your credit. She hands me a pamphlet on identity theft protection. It's the first wall in your fortress. I nod, tucking the pamphlet into my purse beside the police report. Something about having official documentation makes this real in a way that even the bank statements couldn't. For the first time since yesterday's call, I feel the satisfaction of concrete action amid the emotional storm. Back in my apartment, the blinking light on my landline signals 17 missed calls. I press play on the voicemail, my father's voice filling the room. Laura, your mother hasn't stopped crying since your cruel accusation. Is this how he raised you? To turn on your family? His voice cracks with what sounds like genuine pain. Call us. Now. I delete it without saving and check my phone now. 32 text messages, most from my parents and Chloe, but some from cousins, aunts, uncles, family members who haven't contacted me in months, suddenly concerned about my behavior. A group text from my extended family reads, "We've always thought you were different from the rest of us. Now we understand why." I open Instagram against my better judgment. Chloe's story shows her tearfully packing away a Japanese travel guide, a bottle of sake, and a small lucky cat figurine. The caption reads, "Dreams crushed by cruel siblings who only care about themselves. Number, heartbroken. Number, betrayed. Number, family trauma." Before I can close the app, a text from my college roommate appears. "Why is your sister saying you're financially abusing your family? Everything okay?" The wall I've built around my emotions begins to crack. They're making me the villain. "My brother did something similar to me last year," Jessica says quietly, perching on the edge of my desk the next morning. I look up from my computer, where I've been staring at the same spreadsheet for 20 minutes. "How did you handle it?" My voice sounds small, even to me. "Boundaries. Hard ones." She squeezes my shoulder. "And therapy. Lots of therapy." Later, my boss notices my distraction during our weekly review. Instead of the reprimand I expect, he closes my office door. "Take the time you need to handle this, Laura. Your work has been exceptional for years. We trust you." That afternoon, my therapist fits me in for an emergency session. Financial boundaries are still boundaries, Dr. Chen reminds me, and they're often the hardest to enforce with family. That evening, my phone rings with a number I haven't seen in years. Michael, my childhood friend, from 3 doors down. "I saw Chloe's posts," he says without preamble. "Wanted to check if you're okay." Something breaks loose inside me at the simple question. For the first time, I tell someone the whole story without justification or apology. And Michael just listens. I believe you, he says when I finish. The relief of those 3 words is staggering. Later that night, I create a new spreadsheet. Column A, date. Column B, amount. Column C, purpose. Column D, repaid. I document everything $7,000 for Chloe's essential laptop and her study abroad weekend that somehow wasn't covered by her full scholarship. $3,200 for mom's emergency dental work that insurance wouldn't cover. Countless dinners, gifts, and small loans that evaporated without acknowledgement. The pattern emerges in black and white. Years of financial exploitation disguised as family obligation. The total at the bottom of the spreadsheet, $41,256, represents nearly 2 years of careful saving gone. I draft an email to my entire family, attaching both the spreadsheet and the police report. This behavior stops now, I write. The charges must be reversed within 48 hours, or I will proceed with pressing formal charges. This is non-negotiable. My finger hovers over the send button, with the weight of family obligation heavy on my shoulders. My gaze drifts to the small frame on my bookshelf me at graduation. Pride in my eyes despite standing alone while my family attended Chloe's dance recital. I hit send, then methodically block every family contact. Just temporarily, I tell myself. Just until I can think clearly again. For the first time in years, the silence feels like freedom. My phone buzzes at 6:02 a.m., yanking me from sleep. An unknown number. I squint at the screen, heart already racing before I'm fully awake. Check your social media. See what kind of daughter you really are. I sit up, suddenly alert. Something in the pit of my stomach drops as I open Instagram. Mom's profile appears at the top of my feed with a new post that already has 73 comments. Her smiling face looks out from the photo, eyes glistening with what I recognize as her camera ready, tears the ones that appear on command whenever she needs to make a point. My daughter has broken my heart, reads the caption. After everything we've sacrificed for her success, Laura has chosen money over family. A mother should never have to feel this betrayal. My thumbs shake as I scroll through the comments. Aunt Susan, we always knew she was different from the rest of the family. Too focused on herself. Uncle Dave, shameful behavior to treat your parents this way. Cousins, I haven't spoken to in years, suddenly experts on my character. Below Mom's post are screenshots, carefully edited conversations that omit her demands and highlight my boundaries, making me sound cold and calculating. I recognize pieces of text from months ago, stitched together to create a narrative that never existed. A notification pops up. Chloe has posted a TikTok that's already gathering views. I tap it against my better judgment. My sister reported me to the police over a graduation gift. She sobs into the camera, mascara artfully smudged. All I wanted was to see Japan after working so hard for my degree. Now she's trying to have my parents arrested for credit card fraud. The room spins as I close the app. I've never filed charges against them, only reported the unauthorized transaction to my credit card company. But truth isn't the point here. Control is. The office feels different when I walk in conversations that halt mid-sentence, gazes that drop when I look up. Jessica from accounting gives me a tight smile as she passes my desk, the only person who acknowledges me directly all morning. Laura? My boss appears at my cubicle, expression careful. HR would like a word when you have a moment. In the sterile conference room, HR Director Maureen slides a printout across the table. It's Chloe's viral post now with over 40,000 views where she specifically mentioned my company name. Can we discuss the social media situation affecting our company image? Maureen's voice is professionally neutral, but her eyes reflect genuine concern. I'm sorry this has affected the company. I say, my voice steadier than I feel. My sister's claims are false. I reported unauthorized use of my credit card. I never pressed charges against my family. Maureen nods. We need to be prepared if journalists call. Several comments tag our corporate accounts. My stomach clenches. I hadn't considered how this might impact my career. The one thing I built entirely on my own terms. Later, during our team meeting, I feel eyes on me as I present the quarterly projections. My voice doesn't waver, but inside I'm crumbling. Then Jessica speaks up after a colleague makes a vague reference to personal drama. I think we should focus on Laura's excellent report instead of enabling what is clearly personal harassment, she says firmly. What her family is doing online wouldn't be acceptable from any other source. It shouldn't be acceptable from family either. The room falls silent. Our manager clears his throat and redirects to the next agenda item. But Jessica's words hang in the air, the first public defense of my boundaries anyone has offered. That evening, an email notification appears. Fraud investigation case number 4572. Determination. My hand shakes so badly I have to set the phone down on my kitchen counter before I can tap to open it. Dear Miss Sullivan, our investigation into the unauthorized transactions on your account has been completed. After thorough review of the evidence provided and transaction patterns, we have determined that all claim charges totaling $20,300 were indeed made without proper authorization. These charges have been reversed to your account effective immediately. We have also added additional security protocols as requested. Should you wish to pursue further legal action, please retain this determination letter for your records. I read it 3 times, sitting motionless at my kitchen table. $20,300 more than the $18,000 Japan trip. It found other charges I hadn't even noticed. The validation washes over me like a wave. An objective third party has confirmed what my family has been gaslighting me about for days. I'm not crazy. I'm not selfish. I'm not overreacting. I'm right. You are dead to me. My mother's voicemail plays through my therapist's office speaker. Dr. Winters doesn't flinch as Mom's voice escalates from cold fury to theatrical sobs. After everything we've done for you, the sacrifices, your father and I went without so many times to give you opportunities, and this is how you repay family loyalty? With theft accusations? Dr. Winters raises an eyebrow. Interesting use of the word theft. I nod, having caught the same projection. The email from my father was worse. He's threatening legal action for defamation if I don't withdraw the fraud claim. Do you feel physically safe? Dr. Winters asks. The question startles me. Yes. They've never been physically abusive, just financially and emotionally manipulative. That's good. But manipulators often escalate when their usual tactics stop working. She makes a note. Your aunt has been calling mutual friends, warning them about my supposed mental breakdown, I confirm. And Chloe's posts have shifted from tears to rage. Yesterday she wrote that I chose money over family, and that I've always been jealous of her. As I speak, my phone lights up with a text from a number I don't recognize. Laura, it's Cousin Rachel. I need to tell you something. They did the same thing to me 3 years ago. Used my card for Aunt Susan's cruise. $7,000. When I confronted them, they did exactly what they're doing to you. I backed down. Don't make my mistake. I show Dr. Winters the message, something tight in my chest loosening slightly. I'm not the only one. The knock on my apartment door comes just after 8 p.m. I check the peephole. It's Michael, my friend since high school, holding a bag of takeout from our favorite Thai place. Thought you might not want to cook tonight, he says when I open the door. Or go out where people might have seen those posts. Thank you. The simple kindness nearly breaks me. While we eat pad thai at my small dining table, Michael pulls out his phone. I found these screenshots from when your mom asked to borrow my credit card last year, he says, sliding the phone toward me. I'd forgotten until I saw what's happening with you. The texts show Mom asking Michael if she could just borrow his card for a small emergency. When he asked for details, she became evasive, then aggressive when he refused. She did this with other people too. Michael continues, showing me more evidence. He's gathered text messages from mutual acquaintances describing similar patterns, and photos of Chloe's previous surprise gifts that others had unknowingly funded. I thought I was their only ATM, I whisper. Not even close. He squeezes my hand. You're just the first one to stand up to them. That night, I delete all social media apps from my phone. The relief is immediate, like putting down a heavy weight I've been carrying for days. The next morning, I visit a new bank across town and open separate accounts unconnected to any of my previous ones. The banker helps me set up additional security measures that would prevent anyone from accessing my accounts without in-person verification. I've booked you with our financial advisor tomorrow, the banker says. He specializes in situations like yours. Situations like mine? Her eyes are kind but direct. Financial boundary setting with family. It's unfortunately more common than people realize. At work, Jessica has organized an informal support lunch for family financial boundary setting. 4 other colleagues show up, each with their own story of financial manipulation by relatives. My brother cleaned out my savings for his startup, admits Mark from legal. My parents remortgaged their house in my name, shares Aisha from marketing. We exchange stories and strategies, resources and recommendations. For the first time in weeks, I feel less alone. That night, I fall asleep without checking my phone, without making mental lists of defenses, without rehearsing justifications. I sleep through until morning, the first full night's rest since the ordeal began. When I wake, I feel something I haven't experienced in a long time. The quiet strength of knowing I've done the right thing, regardless of who understands. My phone vibrates with a notification, an email from an unfamiliar address, but the subject line stops my breath. Secret from Chloe, don't let mom and dad know. Laura's family never expected their financial abuse to be exposed so publicly. But as they scramble to control the narrative, an unexpected message arrives that will turn their manipulation tactics upside down. What evidence has Chloe been hiding, and why is she suddenly reaching out to Laura in secret? My phone buzzes on the kitchen counter as I'm measuring coffee grounds for tomorrow morning's brew a small ritual that's become part of my healing. A glance at the screen makes my hand freeze mid-scoop. Message request from unknown number. I tap it open, expecting another anonymous relative eager to tell me how I've destroyed the family. It's Chloe. Can we talk privately? Please don't tell mom and dad. The coffee grounds scatter across the counter as my hand jerks in surprise. After 2 weeks of public attacks, the tearful TikToks, the edited screenshots, the accusations, this feels like another trap. I place both palms flat against the cool granite, steadying myself. My therapist's words echo. You get to decide who has access to you now. After 10 minutes of deliberation, I respond, video call, 30 minutes. I'll end it immediately if it becomes manipulative. When my laptop screen illuminates with the incoming call, I barely recognize the face that appears. Chloe's trademark perfect makeup is gone. Her eyes are red-rimmed and puffy, hair pulled back in a messy ponytail instead of her usual polished waves. Thanks for answering. Her voice is small, nothing like the confident performer from her viral videos. I say nothing, waiting. The silence stretches between us like a tightrope. I didn't know, she finally whispers, eyes darting away from the camera. About your card. They told me you had agreed to it, that you wanted to give me this special graduation gift. And you believe that? The words come out sharper than intended. Yes. She meets my gaze now, because that's what they've always told me, that you wanted to help, that you were happy to do it. That's what they've been telling us both for years, different versions of the same lie. Something shifts in my chest, a crack in the wall I've built between us. I'm starting to see how they use us against each other, she continues. It's always been Laura thinks, or Chloe said, when neither of us actually did. She reaches for something off-screen, then holds up her phone, displaying a screenshot. I found this when I was helping mom look for a receipt. She left her banking app open. The image shows a credit card statement with a $4,000 balance at 24.99% interest. Minimum payments for months. Then another screenshot, and another. 5 maxed out cards. A mortgage payment marked late in angry red letters. A statement from a gambling app with dad's name, buried under the category business expenses. They've been living beyond their means for years, Laura, and teaching me to do the same. The final image makes my blood run cold. A credit card statement in our grandmother's name, opened 6 months after she died. Mom said it was a mistake by the bank, Chloe explains, her voice hollow. I believed her. A notification pops up on Chloe's screen. She angles it away, but not before I glimpse our mother's name. I got my first job last week, she says, a flicker of pride crossing her face. At that coffee shop near campus, they were furious, said I was wasting my potential, that I should be holding out for a marketing director position. The absurdity of this expectation of our parents' perpetual disconnect from reality hits us simultaneously. For the first time in years, we share a genuine laugh. I'm apartment hunting too, Chloe continues. Nothing fancy, just a room in a shared place in Astoria. Mom must love that, I say, remembering my own apartment hunt years ago. Chloe rolls her eyes. She said it would ruin my personal brand, whatever that means. She pulls up her phone again. but this time shows me a budgeting app with carefully categorized expenses. I'm trying to learn what you knew all along. Her phone begins buzzing incessantly. Multiple texts light up the screen. Where are you? Why aren't you answering? Are you with her? Followed by a call from our father that she declines. 10 seconds later, a text appears. If you're choosing sides, don't expect us to pay your rent anymore. Chloe meets my eyes, and I see something new, their determination. I'm figuring it out on my own now. She smiles, small certain. The familiarity of the ultimatum strikes us both. We exchange a look of recognition, the same tactics, just different targets. I can help you set up separate accounts, I offer, ones they can't access. For the next hour, we work methodically. I walk her through securing her finances, deleting their location tracking apps, and documenting everything. We even create a code word for emergency communications, pineapple, random enough that our parents would never guess its significance. Document everything, I tell her. Trust actions, not promises. As our call nears its end, Chloe's expression grows serious. I'm sorry, Laura. I believed what they said about you because it was easier than seeing the truth. I study my sister's face, really seeing her perhaps for the first time as a separate person from our parents' narratives. Financial independence is the first step to all other freedoms. I tell her, then add softly, we were both manipulated, just in different ways. The bridge between us, damaged for so long, begins its fragile reconstruction, built on the unexpected foundation of shared truth. The lobby of my apartment building usually offers a respite transition space between work pressures and home comfort. Not today. My parents' unmistakable silhouettes wait by the mailboxes, Mom's nervous hands fidgeting with her purse strap, Dad's shoulders squared in that stance he adopts before business negotiations. My stomach drops. I consider turning around, but the doorman has already seen me. Too late. Laura. Dad steps forward, voice pitched low but carrying. We need to talk about what you've done to this family. I clench my jaw, fingers tightening around my leather portfolio. This isn't the place. Mom rushes toward me, tears already streaming. She's wearing her good cashmere sweater, the one reserved for country club brunches and parent-teacher conferences. Please, she pleads, looking directly at Jorge, our doorman. We just want to speak to our daughter. Jorge glances my way, concerned. We've exchanged morning greetings for 3 years, but he's never seen my family, never witnessed this particular drama. Dad moves closer, invading my space with cologne and intimidation. His business negotiation voice emerges, reasonable tone, unreasonable words. Your mother hasn't slept in weeks. The least you could do is give us 15 minutes. I take a deliberate step back. I'm not discussing this here. Email me to schedule a mediated conversation. After everything we've done for you. Mom's voice rises sharply, drawing the attention of Mrs. Kapoor from 5B, who slows her stride to witness the unfolding scene. Like using my credit card without permission for $18,000? The words emerge with unexpected steadiness. 2 residents waiting for the elevator turn toward us. Dad's expression shifts instantly, his hand closing around Mom's elbow. Lower your voice, he hisses. People are listening. I meet his gaze directly. I'm not the one who should be embarrassed by this conversation. Something flickers across his face, the unfamiliar realization that his control tactics have lost their power. It's the same expression he wore when I was 12, and suddenly too tall for him to intimidate physically. My phone vibrates in my pocket as I step around them toward the elevator. A text from Chloe. They just called asking for money. I said no for the first time ever. A strange lightness fills my chest. The elevator doors close on my parents' stunned faces. By evening, the family system is cracking under the weight of exposed truth. My laptop screen glows with an email from Aunt Susan. Is it true about the credit card? We need to talk. Uncle Bob's name appears on my ringing phone. I answer cautiously. Your parents asked to borrow against our home equity line, he says without greeting. When I declined, your mother mentioned you've been causing problems. That's one interpretation, I reply, staring at the horizon outside my window. The sun sets earlier now, painting Manhattan in amber light. Well, Miranda's version doesn't add up. Susan and I have questions. My cousin's text arrives while I'm still on the call. They're telling everyone you're having a breakdown and need to be hospitalized. Just wanted you to know. The old Laura would have panicked. This new version feels oddly calm. Your boundaries are appropriate and necessary, my financial advisor confirms during our weekly check-in. Her office overlooks Bryant Park, where people linger in the late afternoon sunshine. My family disagrees, I say, watching the young couple spread a picnic blanket below. They would. She adjusts her glasses, steel gray hair catching the light. Financial abusers rarely applaud their victims for establishing limits. The word still makes me flinch. Victim. But my therapist has connected me with a support group where I've heard stories eerily similar to mine. Different families, identical patterns. At work, HR called me in yesterday. We've implemented new privacy protections, the director explained, sliding a document across her desk. After your experience, we realized our policies needed updating. No one can call claiming a family emergency without verification now. My boss surprised me with an unexpected raise later that afternoon. Your work has been exceptional despite personal challenges, he said simply. That demonstrates character. The envelope from my parents' lawyer arrived certified mail. The cease and desist letter inside is printed on expensive letterhead, full of hollow threats about defamation and family privacy. My own attorney reads it with the calm bemusement of someone holding a child's crayon drawing of a monster. This has no legal standing, she explains, setting it aside. It's intimidation, not law. We spend the next hour drafting our response-y, concise document, outlining the financial abuse and prohibiting contact regarding money. Each paragraph adds another brick to the wall of protection I'm building. That evening, I install a security camera beside my apartment door. The small device blinks green, its presence oddly comforting. The weight of years being my family's ATM lifts with each external structure supporting my internal boundaries. Chloe stands in the center of her new studio apartment, arms spread wide. It's tiny, but it's mine. The space is in an unfashionable neighborhood our mother would deem beneath a Sullivan. The furniture is mostly secondhand. The smile on my sister's face is priceless. Let's set up your budget, I suggest, opening my laptop at her small kitchen table. We create columns for essentials, savings, and a modest wants section that feels revolutionary after years of her unchecked spending. Thursday evenings, Chloe says decisively. That's when we'll do our weekly financial check-ins. After my shift at Marshall's. I nod, marveling at this new version of my sister who schedules budget reviews and works retail without complaint. The marketing firm internship starts next month, but she insisted on having income immediately. When her first paycheck arrives, she sends me a photo with a caption, "I've never felt prouder of earning my own money." I ship her a small package in return. Inside is a simple frame containing a quote in elegant script. Your worth isn't measured by your wallet. Her tearful video call comes that evening. I'm framing my first pay stub too, she says, side by side with your gift. For the first time in memory, I see my sister clearly not as the favored child or the financial burden, but as a young woman finding her footing in an unsteady world. Just like me. 6 months after discovering her family's $18,000 theft, Laura faces the ultimate test of her new boundaries. As she rebuilds her life on her own terms, will she find forgiveness or freedom more valuable? And what unexpected lesson does she learn about the true meaning of family? The sage bundle crackles as I wave it through my apartment, aromatic smoke curling toward the ceiling. 6 months ago, this ritual would have seemed ridiculous to medo-spiritual, too unquantifiable. But healing doesn't always fit neatly into spreadsheets. I set the sage in its abalone shell and step back to admire the wall that once displayed family photos. Now my own travel photography hangs there sunset over Brooklyn Bridge, morning fog in the Adirondacks, a solitary bench in Central Park after rain, places where I found pieces of myself again. My phone chimes with Chloe's custom ringtone, Independent Women. A small joke between us now. Hey, I answer, curling into my window seat overlooking the bustling street below. How'd the meeting go? I got the promotion. Chloe's voice brims with genuine pride. Full benefits, 401 matching, the works. That's fantastic. Did you negotiate like we practiced? Asked for exactly 10% above their offer. They didn't even hesitate. We slip into easy conversation about her new responsibilities. No tension hovers between us when she mentions setting up automatic deposits to her emergency fund. The weight of unspoken financial expectations no longer hangs in the silence. This morning I closed the last bank account with my parents' names attached. The banker hadn't understood why such a simple transaction made me smile. How could he know that each signature represented another strand of invisible obligation severed? My laptop sits open on the coffee table, displaying the spreadsheet that once tracked family debts. Now it monitors therapy progress sessions attended, boundary victories, anxiety triggers identified and diffused. The column marked Thailand Fund shows 100% completion. 3 weeks of solo travel beginning next month. My credit score now, 796. Up 40 points from before the $18,000 incident glows from the screen. When my phone rings with unknown numbers these days, my hand no longer trembles, my stomach no longer knots. Another small freedom. The notification on my financial blog shows 500 new subscribers this week. Setting boundaries without guilt has resonated more than I expected. Yesterday, I led my first community workshop on the same topic. 20 women watched me explain concepts I'd learned through FIRE. The difference between generosity and exploitation. How to recognize financial manipulation. My investment portfolio notification appears sub 12% since redirecting funds that once disappeared into family emergencies. Part of those gains are already earmarked for the Financial Abuse Awareness Foundation. Donation next month. You've helped more people than you realize. Jessica told me over mimosas at our standing Sunday brunch with friends my chosen family. She brought along a colleague whose parents had remortgaged their house using her information. The man I've been dating for 2 months noticed it first. "You walk differently now," he said last night. "Like you're carrying less." He's right. It shows in my posture during client presentations, the certainty in my voice when saying both yes and no based on values, not guilt. My meditation cushion by the window shows the wear of daily use. In my journal, I write, "Today marks 1 year since I chose myself." The word steady, not apologetic. From Elizabeth Sullivan. Subject, I'm sorry. My mother's email arrives without physical warning signs, no racing heart, no shallow breathing. Progress. I recognize the telltale phrases, "Sorry you felt hurt," instead of "Sorry I hurt you." My response is simple. "Thank you for reaching out. I need more time." The laptop closes with a gentle click. No urgency to fix or explain. Later, Chloe and I meet at our favorite bistro, windows open to spring air. Mom and Dad started financial counseling, she says. The bank made it mandatory after the fraud investigations. I feel genuine joy watching her confidently manage the check her growing independence, the greatest gift from this painful year. To building the lives we choose, I raise my glass, not the ones we inherit. Evening finds me on my balcony. City lights shimmering. Below, a woman walks quickly, shoulders hunched under invisible burdens. A year ago, that was me, a financial victim, rather than the advocate I've become. My phone lights up. First donation to the Financial Education Scholarship Fund I established last week. I smile, watching the city pulse below. The most expensive lesson I ever received was worth every penny.